Ding 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 ding. Easy work, man. Easy work, man.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. What's a crack with you and me? Here we go again. Slap your mum's friend. Take her out on a hen. Do or don't. Sorry, folks, that was my little tester. Because I'd already tried recording over this and I fucked it all up, so I had to start again. So just making sure it all works. How are we doing? What's a crack? What we at this week? We're making some lime wash. Some lime wash in a big bucket. Who's heard of lime wash? Me. Big bag of lime. Gonna be doing some limes today. So you get a big bag of lime in B&Q for about 15 quid for that big fucking sack of stuff. And you mix it up with a bit of water. And you make yourself some lime wash, which is what this is. And they say mix it to a consistency of like milk or single cream. So I'm going for a single cream. But yeah, I thought I wanted to lime wash the walls of the house rather than paint it white, mainly because it's just way cheaper. A bag of lime wash is like 15 quid, so I think we used like three bags for the whole house. Like less than 50 quid. And if you were to paint the house with white paint, I mean, I honestly think you'd be talking like $1,000 more. I don't know, loads. And lime wash is a bit more natural. It's so natural. It's just lime, which is, what is lime? I don't know, I can't remember. Is it calcium carbonate? I think lime is calcium carbonate. Which is just limestone. So I hope I'm not talking shit. Leaving it overnight here, covering up the wee bucket, letting it rest, and then in the morning, 12 hours later, I'll have myself some lime wash, which I believe does just become limestone. That's what happens whenever it dries on the wall. You slap it on, it's all wet, and then whenever it all dehydrates, then you're left with just straight up limestone. So you're coating your house with stone. I could be wrong there, as usual, but I think I'm right. Anyway, getting the house prepped here, giving it a wee brush with a brush, and then a wee squirt of water. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'd read multiple different places that you want it, whenever you're putting the lime wash on, you want the surface to be kind of moist before you put it on. Now the reason behind that, I'm not sure. I think it was so that it doesn't all just soak in and get absorbed by the house too quickly. The hoosh get soaked in by the hoosh. But you know what? I don't know if I dig that reasoning, because the lime wash is just kind of water anyway. So I don't know why I'm squirting on water before putting on water. But I did it anyway, just to be on the safe side. Because who am I? What do I know? Not a lot. This is my first old lime wash. I have to say it was going pretty good. The plan was to give it 2 coats. And 2 coats, and that'll be it. And that'll do for, I don't know, a few years maybe. And that is the thing with lime wash, you have to keep on doing it. Whereas you do a big coat of paint and you might not have to do it for, I don't know, 10 years. But you know what, I choose the cheap route. I choose £50 to lime wash your whole fucking house over $1,000 to paint it with some fake chemicals, paint, BS. I quite enjoyed doing the lime washing, not gonna lie. Got my marigolds on because it was definitely reacting a wee bit with my hands. This au natural stuff. My hands were getting a bit cracked and sore, so I got the marigolds on. Just looked like an absolute superhero. But it was a nice day. Nice blue skies. Good day for going up ladders. Look at how pathetic I am going up a ladder. One of these days I'll be a bit more nimble at it. But you know what? I don't like going up ladders. It is scary, and for good reason. It's dangerous. The amount of folk I see in work who have absolutely wrecked themselves falling from a ladder is pretty common. Between ladders and falling off a horse, they're kind of like the two most common reasons I see people that are knackered and have got these done-in backs or sore necks. Ladders and horses. So watch out for the two of them. Especially the horses. If I was to get myself a horse, I would love to have a horse, I have to say. Someday I'd love to have a horse, but it would be a tiny wee horse. Maybe a pony. Quite like a wee pony. So if I fall off it, I'm not gonna kill myself. But anyway, try not to kill myself in these ladders. I had to go up to get up to do the chimney. I had to be in some sort of ladderage. So actually, what I did, I chucked a wee rope around the chimney, and I kind of tied it to myself a bit, in a bit of a kind of dodgy knot. I spent about half an hour looking up how to tie a good knot, and you go down some sort of YouTube, I was going to say sinkhole, not a sinkhole, a rabbit hole, a YouTube rabbit hole. I had to actually pause there and look it up because it was doing my head in. I was thinking of wormholes, sinkholes, black holes. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, trying to look up how to tie a decent knot, and I went down a bit of a YouTube sinkhole onto all these fishing videos on how to tie a certain type of knot, and I can't even remember what you call it, but I ended up probably not tying that knot and just tied your standard wee shoelace knot around myself, so if I fell it probably wouldn't hold shit and I would break my back. But anyway, I got up there anyway, and I felt a bit safer having a rope around me, just being on my own. I have to say, this angle makes it look like it's just not high at all, and it actually is. You're up a good floor and a bit, which anybody who's been up there outside a building, it is a wee bit scary. And I know there's boys that do, blah blah blah, they go and work in skyscrapers and stuff, but that ain't me. So yeah, spare me. Anyway, got my wee setup going, got a wee tarp draped on the nice tiles that I'd cleaned up a few weeks previously. Didn't want to be getting any lime wash on it. And then I just got going. Just got absolutely going. I'm telling you, it's scary. Like, not got the best head for heights. But anyway, look, after a while, I actually gave up on that because it was scaring the bejesus out of me. And I went and got myself a roof ladder again for a day for 20 quid from my good friend Willie Watson. Big Wally. The ladder man. And I got up on that, and I felt a bit more at home on one of those, because what's the worst that can happen there? I just go kind of sliding off the roof down onto the footpath, which isn't too big a drop. And then I just got going again. But yeah, I had this kind of vision for the house being nice and white and pristine, and these wee kind of red cottage windows, because the house on its own from the outside, it doesn't look like much, not gonna lie. I think that's probably one of the reasons why we got it. We got it for a good price. We got it for like 54k, and it's because it did look pretty stinky from the outside, but I had a wee bit of vision. I say I, me and Isla. Mostly me. We both had some vision for it, and I just pictured this cute little tiny one bed cottage that was all white with these wee red windows, like what you see in the coast in Ireland. But anyway, this is up on top of the chimney. The chimney pots are all ski whiff, and they're all just kind of sunk in, falling apart. So I had this wee idea to put some plant pots on top to keep out all the water and the birdies, because they were just open to the elements. The chimney pots were just sat there, big fucking open holes in the top, and I was thinking that water's just coming down in, going somewhere because there's no working chimney in the house. So I got these plant pots and I covered them up with what looks like bubble gum, but it was some sort of adhesive, and I drilled a few holes in the side for ventilation. Then I went back up on the chimney and I tried to tidy up all this stuff. This stuff was a mess, so I made myself some mortar out of cement and sand. And it wasn't until after this that I found out that you're supposed to use a certain type of sand called builder's sand, which I had no idea there's any such thing. I thought sand was just sand. So I was away down to the beach with a big bin liner filling it up with sand from the beach, which apparently you're not meant to make this stuff with that. But look, I did it and it seems to be alright. This was my absolute hack job. But it's the chimney, I don't fucking care. And I got my 2 wee plant pots on the top to keep out all the birdies in the water. And I get some 2 wee stones stuck onto the top of there just to hold them down. And I stuck it down with that, what do you call it, CT1? CT1. I think that's what. So hopefully they're not going anywhere. But you get some strong winds up in Thurso, so we'll see. And then I got on to, see, when you're lime washing you make a serious mess, like it just goes absolutely everywhere, but it does wash off easy enough. So we're doing a bit of tidying up here, best part, not, and then going on her with the old power washer, washing away all the muck of the day, and getting the flip-flops on because you're going to get wet anyway. Just make sure I don't hit my wee toesies. That'll be stingy. But I went at that for a wee 20 minutes. Everybody loves doing a bit of power washing because it does actually brighten a wee place up, I have to say. And then the next thing we did, sorry, I am just absolutely rambling, but we've got a lot to get through. I've not been able to upload very many videos because I've got zero Wi-Fi. So I know I have been doing one like every week, but it's been about once a month now. I have to go to Starbucks and all to do it, to make a video. Is it even worth it? Yes, it is. I actually do quite like doing it. The next thing I did was, as I said, I wanted to make nice wee cottage windows. And they just had these normal windows, like them big feet. Look at those big kippers there, boy. I wanted nice cottage windows. And we looked into buying new windows, and it was going to be something like $2,000. Nah, more than that. $2,500 to get 2 fucking cottage windows. Absolute robbers. We actually priced a few places up there, up in the Highlands, and they're all extortionate. So I was like, nah. There's 2 perfectly good windows there already. You can just buy this sort of, you can get these big lengths of like plastic stuff and like cut it all to size and just stick it on using the old CT1. It is called CT1, isn't it? Anyway, I just cut out these sort of wee cottage window, Georgian windows, I don't know what it's called. This stuff, I cut it out, and then it took me ages, not gonna lie. Cut it all out, put it all together, used a bit of a miter saw to get them stuck together. Wasn't easy. And then stuck it on the outside and the inside, trying to make sure that they kind of match up. Cannot stress that it wasn't easy. It took me days to do that, to be honest. And then got the windies all patched up with some magazine stuff just to stop getting any paint on the glass. And then I went over it with some nice red paint. Just got that online, and it's supposed to go on to PVC. So we'll see how long this lasts for. Out of experience, nothing really, sticks to PVC very well. But I gave it a wee light sand, and I gave it about 4 coats. Genuinely, like 4 coats. And again, quite enjoyed doing this. This is more up my alley, to be honest. doing a wee bit of painting. Stand outside in the sun, get the music on, get downtown country radio on, and just paint your windies red. And look at that already. But look, that's what they ended up like. Tell me that is not absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Because this is what the house was like before. As I said, tired, knackered, bit stinky looking. You had to have a bit of vision to see what that could be. And then this is what it's like now, boy. Oh, look at that. Aye. Nice and lime washed, cottage windows. Look at my chimney now. It's got the wee pots on top and it looks a wee bit like Willie's, and that's all part of it. So that's where we're at, boys and girls. Lime washed, cottage windows and booby chimney pots. Lovely. That's us for this week. Smell yous later. Bye.